Hello everyone, welcome to the fifth and final session of Sahaj Yoga meditation in this series. I hope that we all are practicing meditation at our homes for quite some time now. We all have learned how to balance ourselves, how to clear our chakras, how to raise our kundalini and protect ourselves by giving a bandhan. So we know all that is needed. Today we learn something very beautiful and the subtle aspect of Sahaj Yoga. We learn that how Sahaj Yoga meditation is nothing but thoughtlessness and transformation through thoughtlessness. So let's get started with talking a bit about what do we mean by transformation. Let's give a moment to think about what do we observe in the image shown on the screen. We see that a tiny little seed, a seed which is small and the seed which is buried in the earth with darkness all around it. That seed has the potential to break through all the hurdles and grow into a beautiful, a tall and a strong tree. This is how transformation happens in nature. Let's see a few more examples of how transformation occurs in nature. What do you observe in this picture? We see that a lotus that stands with its beauty can make the dirty, muddy pond look so beautiful that we rather not pay attention on the dirt around the pond at all. This is how a person who is beautiful from inside stands anywhere he goes. That is how your inner beauty radiates in you. Let's see a few more examples. What do you observe in this image? We see that an ugly looking caterpillar, which might think that, oh, I'm so bad, I have all the thorns and I am good for nothing. I crawl so slowly on leaves and I'm worthless. That caterpillar, when believes in itself, it unveils in its inner power and is turned into a beautiful butterfly. This is a very beautiful example of transformation which happens from inside. We have now seen that how transformation happens in Mother Nature. And we know that whether or not we believe it, we all are a part of Mother Nature itself. So the transformation and the most beautiful changes within us can happen from inside. And this transformation can easily happen through thoughtlessness. So let's give a moment to understand what is thoughtlessness. We all might have observed that we are continuously thinking something. Even if you are listening to me right now, there are very few of you who are only listening to me. Most of us are thinking something in the background of our mind, what we have to do, various types of thoughts, and one thought leads to another. You might have observed that when you listen to a music, when you listen to some song, you immediately recall the memory which is associated with that song, and the chain of memory thoughts just continues for an hour or so. And sometimes you realize that why did I even started thinking this? This is how your thought waves proceeds. One thought comes, it drops off, it leads to another. One cycle leads to another. And there is always a small gap between two thoughts. This gap for all of us is so small that we do not realize when we have jumped from one thought to another. In meditation, this gap between two thoughts is where we have to stay, where we have to take a pause. And this state is known as the thoughtless awareness state. As we meditate more and more, we start feeling this state for as longer as we want. And believe me, we are the most efficient being of ourselves, the most productive version of ourselves when we are in that thoughtless awareness state. But this thoughtlessness is not something which we can bring through our own effort. It brings through surrenderance, and surrenderance means spontaneity. And spontaneity means effortlessness. Too many words, right? Let's just learn it from Shumataji and then experience this thoughtless awareness state in our meditation.
How to do meditation? Many people ask. Don't do anything. To just go into thoughtless awareness. Try to go to the thoughtless awareness. If you can get into that condition of thoughtless awareness, you've done your job. Because that's the point where you are with the truth, with the reality, with the joy, with everything that is so fundamental. When you meditate, try not to make some sort of a function out of it. No. Meditation is something silencing yourself, silencing your thoughts, and going to that deep ocean which is within you itself. But supposing you don't do that, if you don't meditate, I can make out immediately those who are meditating and those who are. It's not difficult for me. Those who do not meditate are always hesitating. They are confused. They can't understand. And that's why meditation is the most important thing in search. Just like a light burns with the electricity flowing in it, you can say, or by because of the candles. In the same way, meditation is a continuous availability of the divine force. That will reduce all your apprehensions. Not only that, but takes out all the negative thoughts. It takes out all the discouraging things. And when you are meditating like that, thoughtless awareness, then you will be amazed how you are helped from within and without. It's a terrible power that works, this thoughtless awareness. So those who do not meditate cannot go very much far with the advantage of sadhana. One should try to meditate and go up to the point of thoughtless awareness. So, what happens to you? If you are in thoughtless awareness, what happens to you is that you get the confidence, complete confidence of divinity. You know you have that. I have seen children coming from our school in Dharamshala, extremely confident and extremely humble. And I asked them, what do you do? They said, Father, we meditate. We meditate in the school, in the evening, and that meditation helps. Imagine these small children can say that. So why not you also understand that meditation will give you security. It will give you a real enlightenment and a complete connection with the divine. Without the connection of the divine, What's the use of doing surgery? I know the people who are meditative, who have gone down into their being and who are very developed. Also, I know people who are little superficial. Your depth is in thoughtless awareness. It's a very important point which you should reach. Looking at anything, if you are thoughtlessly aware, then you really become reflective about it. Just works out that way. I don't know how far you can remain in that condition. But even for a second you can achieve it, you start achieving it more and more. I've talked so much about meditation before, but today when I see all these candles burning, I think they are all meditative. They are all in meditation, and that's how they are burning. In the same way, such yogis who meditate, I know, and those who don't, I know. And if they have problems, I know why the problems are there. Main thing is your connection with the divine is only possible when you meditate and become thoughtlessly aware. That's the point where divine works. It helps. It comes to your help in such a way that you don't know how you have achieved it. So thoughtless awareness is the first point all of you should achieve. Very important. After that, we can achieve something else. But the first step is thoughtless awareness. It's very important to become thoughtlessly aware, because then there are no thoughts coming from the left or right, from the present or the future. Just in the present, you are there. It's something you all have. It's not that I'm saying that to you, but all of you have this. But steady yourself. You have to steady yourself at thoughtless awareness. How long? That's not the point. The point is once you touched it, you will go on touching it. Many people meditate, but their thought process is going on. They are not thoughtlessly silent. Now, this is the one point which is very important. If you have to grow, you should be absolutely in connection with the divine through thoughtless awareness. You don't have to pray, you don't have to call anyone, nothing. It just works because it is within you. All these thoughts are bombarding from both the sides in your mind. These thoughts that are coming to you have no meaning with you. They do not substantiate yourself. You are an ocean. And you have to get into that state of thoughtless awareness. It is always described in all the great books, but not so clearly as I am telling you. I don't say that some of you do not get thoughtless awareness, so they are good for nothing. No. But please try. You can all get into that state of thoughtless awareness. Even for a second, if you get it, it's a very good idea. Then you go on increasing that second. I think it's a reflecting mind. When you look at something, You become thoughtlessly aware. And then your mind reflects to the depth of what you see. That's how you all will become really very creative surgeons. What I find that this state of thoughtless awareness is not established by many, which is not good. Today, on this day of Diwali, I would say that you enlighten yourself with thoughtless awareness. It is not difficult. It is within you because thoughts are coming from this side and that side. And they are not the waves of your brain, no, just your own reactions. But in case you meditate in the real sense of the word, then you will get into that thoughtless awareness, which is a very important point. And all these nonsensical thoughts, which are of no use to you, will disappear. They won't be there, and then your growth is possible and you grow very well. Many people are here who will say, Mother, we don't get that state. Try. Try that. I don't believe you cannot get it. All of you can get that thought that I can get it and you will get it. In that, you don't have to discard anything, you don't have to see anything, just go into meditation and you'll be amazed how it will work. Of course, we are very much there, most of you, but still, I would say, increase that thoughtless awareness, that area. Today is very important because of this day of Diwali. Diwali is supposed to be Enlightenment Day. But enlightenment within is how much you are in thoughtless awareness. And everything works out because you are the ocean of it. You have it within yourself. Only you have to tap it. If you don't tap it, then it doesn't work out. You have to just tap it, and you'll be amazed that you are a source of such joy, source of such happiness. I should say source of real enlightenment. So today's message is that while meditating, go into thoughtless awareness. No thought is important because it's your own creation. But if you have to become with the divine creation, you have to get to that state of thoughtless awareness, minimum of minimum. Once that comes to you, gradually it will grow. And you will be amazed how you will be able to grow into Sahaja in a very big way. Thank you very much.
In the same way, the vibrations are coming, they are radiated. What you have to do is to expose yourself to it. The best is not to put in any effort. Don't worry at what point you have a problem. Say many people during meditation have seen if they catch somewhere, they go on looking after it. You just don't have to worry. You just let it go and it will work by itself. It's going easy. So, you don't have to put in any effort. This is what meditation is. Meditation means exposing yourself to God's grace. Now the grace itself knows how to cure you. It knows how to mend you, how to settle down itself into your own being, keep your spirit kindled. It knows everything. So you don't have to worry as to what you have to do or what name you have to take, what mantras you have to do. In meditation you have to be absolutely effortless. See, expose yourself fully and you have to be absolutely thoughtless at that time. Supposing you know, see, possibility, you may not be thoughtless. At that time you have to just watch your thoughts, but don't get involved into them. You will find gradually as the sun rises, the darkness goes away and the sun's rays go into every crevice and every part and makes the whole place lighted. In the same way your being will be completely lighted. But if you put in an effort that time or try to stop something within you or try to give it a bandhan, it will be. Effortlessness is the only way to meditation. But you should not be lethargic about it. You should be alert and watching. The other side could be people just doze off. No. You have to be alert. If you doze off, nothing will work. That's another side of it. If you are lazy about it, nothing will work. You have to be alert and open, absolutely aware, completely effortless, absolutely effortless. If you are absolutely effortless, meditation will work the best. Don't think of your problems at all, whatever chakras you have, anything. Just expose yourself. See, when the sun shines, all the nature exposes itself to the sun and receives the blessings of the sun effortlessly. It doesn't put in any effort. It just receives itself. When it receives the sun's rays, then the sun's rays start acting and activating. In the same way, the all-pervading power starts working. You are not to maneuver it. You are not to do anything about it. Just be effortless. Absolutely effortless. Don't take any names. Do not bother if your raga is catching, this is catching, that is catching. It is working out. It will go on working as long as it can, and it will do the miracle that it has to do. You don't have to worry about it. It knows its job. But when you put in an effort, actually you create a barrier for it. So no effort is needed. Be absolutely effortless and say, let it go, that's all. No mantras to be chanted. In case you find it's impossible, then you can take my name. But there is no need even. When you put your hand towards me, that's the mantra, sufficient. This gesture itself is the mantra. You see, there is no need to say it more, but the thought, in the mind, the emotion should be that we have not spread our hands to that. And it should work. When this emotion is absolutely complete, there is no need to say any mantra. You go beyond it. So one has to be absolutely effortless. Absolutely effortless. That is what it is. Meditation is for your own ascent. It's for your own capital gains that you have to have. But once you get into it, you also achieve your powers. Like you become a governor, you get the powers of the governor. At this time, you don't have to think about anybody else. You are not to put your attention to anybody else, but just receive it. Just receive it. Do not think of any other problem, but that you have to be effortless. absolutely effortless. It would work best on the people who are just receiving it. You have problems, that's why you are here. But you cannot solve them. They are to be solved by divine power. This must be understood fully, that we cannot solve our problems. It is beyond us to solve our problems. So, leave it in the hands of the divine power and expose yourself effortlessly, absolutely effortlessly. Sit in comfort and properly with both the feet on the ground, with both the hands. Relax like this. Be comfortable. You should not be uncomfortable at all. You should be very comfortable because you have to sit for quite some time. And you try to put your attention to me within yourself, if you can, to my Kundalini, if you can. You can come into my Kundalini, lift it up, just like this. The hand should be like this. So effortlessness is the key word. Absolutely effortlessly. Whether you are meditating before me or before my photograph.
Before we end today's session, we would like to tell you about a technique that helps us to clear our chakras really fast, which gives us a deeper meditative state. Not only that, it also helps us to have a healthy spiritual and physical body. We all might have observed that any machine which runs for a longer period of time starts generating heat. When you use your mobile phone for a longer period of time, you might have observed it gets a bit hot. Why? Because the machinery generates heat. Because you have been using it for such a long time. What about your brain? What about all the body organs that are inside? Energy is required for doing everything, and since you have been using your brain a lot, you have been thinking, you have been generating a lot of heat inside your body. So how do we remove this heat? Let's learn how Mother Earth removes its heat. We know that there's tremendous amount of heat inside the Mother Earth. As we move towards the core, it becomes very, very hot. But on the surface, we have a very soothing temperature, a temperature which is very suitable for sustaining life. How has it been made possible? We know that more than 70% of Earth's surface is covered with water, and water that is salty. We called it ocean. We know that of all the water sources, we have more than 97% of water in the ocean. Why is that? Because the ocean has the potential to absorb all the heat that is generated and calm the effect of heat for the Mother Earth. So, is this phenomena applicable to us as well? Why not? We can also use the element of ocean to remove the heat from our body. And this process is known as foot soaking. So now let's learn how to do it. You'll need a few things to do foot soaking, but all of them are easily available in your home. We need a tub or a bucket with water, and we have to fill the water such that our ankles are completely dipped in the water. We'll put some salt in the water. The salt can be crystal salt, which is cheaply available and can bring the essence of ocean in the water. Also, we'll place a mug with clean water which is without salt. And we'll also have near us a clean towel to wipe our feet later. So, how to proceed with it is what we'll learn next. We'll arrange all these things and sit very comfortably. Then we'll put some salt in the bucket or in the tub in which we have kept the water. And we'll keep both our hands open in front and meditate in the usual way that we do. We can do the balancing. We can listen to Shrimataji's speech. We just have to pray initially that, "Oh Mother, please take away all my negativities, all that is bad inside me in the water element. Please clear all my chakras through the water element." We just have to pray this and be in meditation for some time. We'll do it not for a longer time, we just do it for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll clean our feet with the clean water that is kept in the mug beside us. After cleaning, after pouring the clean water on our feet, we'll dry them with the help of a clean water. We'll throw away this water, the water that is in the tub, we'll throw that away in a commode or in the toilet, and we'll flush it off, since that water now contains all our negativities and all our heat. You'll slowly observe that the water which is in the mug is bit cooler than the water which is there in the tub. This happens because your heat has been absorbed by that water. I recommend you all to give it a try and meditate after foot soaking. Meditate for 5 minutes after foot soaking, and you'll feel a huge difference in your state, and you'll grow more deeper. To sum up all the information that we have gathered so far in these 5 sessions, the crux of the learnings is that 10 minutes in a day can change everything in your way. Yes, so far you have been enjoying this journey and you're feeling a bit sensations inside you. There is a specific feeling that all of us have felt while meditating. Just continue with it, have faith on yourself, and grow yourself from within. You'll slowly see that the stronger you get inside, the easier the world gets on the outside. Apart from these sessions, you can also attend the weekly collective meditation, either online during the lockdown days or when the meditation centers open after some time. Everything in the world is possible with the blessings of our mother. And so is true for our spiritual mother as well, Mother Kundalini. So never let this connection with her get lost ever again. Continue to remember her in your meditation daily, and slowly you will see that she'll give you all the blessings in the world. You will need nothing more. So continue to this journey to your inner self by the easy method and technique taught to us by Shrimataji. Keep listening to her tapes and you will keep on learning more about yourself. For any more information or to search the nearest center around you, you can go to our websites which are there in the description box. And you can call on the toll-free number as well, or you can just contact any nearest Sahajogi you know about. We are always there for you and will be always glad to welcome you in our family. Welcome to your inner world.